So why do you need a sump tank? Well, here's the reason. Let's say you've got a grow bed and a fish tank, and they each have 100 gallons of volume before the grow media, right? So your grow bed, if you were to fill it up to approximately 12 inches, you would have 100 gallons of water in there. Now you add in media, and that media is going to displace approximately 60% of that space in your grow bed. So what happens is when you fill up the grow bed from the fish tank, you'll be pulling 40 gallons out, right? 40 gallons of water when you fill, because the rest of that space is filled up with media. That's what happens when you have a 1-to-1 ratio of grow bed volume to fish tank volume, which is about where you want to be for a minimum for filtration for a media-based aquaponics system with no extra solids filtration. Approximately 1-to-1 between these two. Now you can divide this up into two 50-gallon grow beds, no problem at all. But what I want you to pay attention to is how much water is coming out of this fish tank. So let's say that we were at this level here. Now we've got 40% of that, 40 gallons of that that's being pulled down, also 40% in this case, leaving 60 gallons here, 40 gallons here. So if your tank is filled with fish, that's not a big problem. You've lowered that water level about that much. But what happens when you want to add another grow bed? So now I've got grow bed 2, and I've got another 100 gallons here. So you can imagine now I'm pulling another 40 gallons of water out. I don't need to do that again, it's right here. So another 40 gallons of water. Now we've got 80 gallons total coming out. So instead of this happening, now I'm all the way down to here, and you got fishies swimming on their side, not very happy with you. So the way that we solve this is with something called a sump tank. So now I'm going to add in my sump tank, and this is the sump. And we change the plumbing around a little bit so that the water is all coming in and out of the sump tank. So there's a pump in here, and that pump is sending water to my grow beds and to my fish tank. This is a design called CHOP 2. What happens with the return is that the water all returns back to the sump tank. It's returning through siphon activity from the grow beds and from a gravity feed from the fish tank. But the water level in the sump goes up and down, no problem. The water level in the fish tank stays exactly the same height. So you're going to be at this height in your fish tank at all times. Now what sump tanks allow you to do is go all the way out to a 1-to-3 ratio of grow bed volume to fish tank volume, greatly enhancing the amount of planting that you can do in your system.